Two balls and a strike to count on Taylor. Reyes fires, swinging a drive, deep left field. It's his way back. Walk the walk. Chris Taylor.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jeff Spiegel, joined today by Matt Moreno. Matt, a little bit of breaking news from Dave Roberts. Breaking in the sense that none of us really knew about this, but Chris Taylor had offseason surgery. We're just learning. What can you tell us about what Roberts shared?
Yeah, so Dave Roberts shared with reporters that Chris Taylor is still sort of recovering from, off-season elbow surgery, and he called it a minor procedure, and it seems like it was just to clean some things up. I think we've seen other players undergo it in the past, maybe whether it be a debridement or however it's described. Doesn't seem to be much concern, but it does sort of explain why through the first few games Chris Taylor has been at DH and hasn't played the field yet. It seems like he's on a throwing program, sort of building up arm strength and making sure, obviously, that they're cautious with that. And he should get into playing the field. It looks like he'll probably be starting off at second base first before shifting to the outfield.
Yeah, so the sense you get from Roberts is that this isn't something they're expecting to impact his availability on opening day?
Yeah, no indication of that. I think for me, just kind of reading the tea leaves, what I would just wonder is if we go into the season, if they don't want to rush his elbow recovery, is he then the primary DH instead of AJ Pollock? And I know you and I and a lot of other people have kind of had that reverse just because Chris Taylor is a little bit better in left field and just, obviously the versatility he brings at playing, multiple positions. So that might be on hold a little bit, but it's still, we're more than 2 weeks from opening day, so that could change.
Yeah, it's interesting for Taylor specifically just because he plays so many different positions. And obviously he's a veteran. He's not new. It's not like Gavin Lux trying to learn a new position on the fly. But I wonder if something like this has a greater impact on a guy like Chris Taylor who needs to get reps at second base, at shortstop, at third base, at left field, at center field. Trying to get 5 positions worth of reps now in a very condensed spring training in which he's missing part of it. I wonder if that plays a factor. Again, if he just needed to get reps at second base and could get 2 weeks worth of reps there, then no problem. But I just wonder if this maybe limits his availability. You said to DH, but maybe it's like, hey, just pick a position and we're only going to slot you in there to begin the season. And then as the year goes on, we'll sort of integrate you. We'll get you some reps, some ground balls at shortstop, then some ground balls at third base, some fly balls in left field, that kind of a thing. I'm curious for you with Taylor, if you had to guess this season his dominant position, where he ends up logging the most innings, is it second base? Is it left field? Where would you have it?
I will go second base, only because I think as much as Max Muncy is obviously the plan is to slide him over there, I think we'll see him at DH a pretty healthy amount because he's still coming back from a torn UCL. And I know I've expressed, some of my questions and doubts on how he's sort of avoiding surgery because of what he described. The doctors told him the way the ligaments laid after it was torn. So I think we'll see Taylor at second base. And, really the biggest beneficiary of all this could be Gavin Lux, because if the Dodgers still want to get AJ Pollock some DH at bats, if Chris Taylor can't play the outfield yet, Dodgers last year, we saw it sort of shifted Lux into that utility role anyway. So he could end up playing more left field, especially for defensive purposes. I know he is still learning the position, but he definitely has the athleticism to do it.
Yeah, and there's also a note about Max Muncy potentially playing some third base. So I'll be curious to see, is Chris Taylor the default backup at third base? Is Max Muncy splitting time over there? So it'll be fascinating. I would guess left field because, again, I'm on the train of I think A.J. Pollock's going to get a bunch of days in that designated hitter role. Also could get a little bit of platooning with Gavin Lux, a left-handed bat, out there as well. But I would pencil him in for the most at-bats, innings in the field in left field. But we'll see how that one shakes out. So let us know what you think below. Where do you think Chris Taylor logs the most innings defensively? Let us know in the comments below. That's Matt Moreno. My name is Jeff Spiegel. As always, thanks for checking out DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. If you're a podcast fan, breaking news over here is that we are now a podcast. DodgerHeads podcast is anywhere you find it. Please subscribe, rate, and review. We would greatly appreciate that. Of course, we're still putting out content like this on YouTube. Videos like this will only be on YouTube. So it's just the long-form stuff that we'll be put in podcast format. So check that out. And, of course, be subscribed. Ring the notification bell here as well. We appreciate you joining us as we march toward opening day. We'll see you soon.